Hello and welcome to London King's Cross Station. Today I'm going to be taking what is supposedly Britain's best first class train, LNER, and I'll be travelling all the way up to Inverness in first class. I'll be assessing the comfort levels, amenities, complimentary food and drink, general ambience, and most importantly I'll also be judging the value of a travelling in standard class. LNER operate trains off the East Coast Main Line, mostly between London and Edinburgh, but they have branches out to places like Leeds and Wakefield and Middlesbrough and Aberdeen. But once a day, at 12 o'clock, they operate all the way to Inverness, and that's what I'll be taking today. The total journey time is 8 hours and 7 minutes, and I'll be doing it in first class. Let's get on board. The train actually leaves in about an hour's time, but first class tickets get you access to the first class lounge here at London King's Cross. So that's where I'm going to be heading now and spending a bit of time in there before the train leaves. I actually really love this revamped King's Cross. I remember what it used to be like. That little bit where I stood and did my intro, that used to be undercover and you had to stand there and wait for your train, and it was dark and cramped and rubbish. But anyway, so I had a very quick look on the LNER website to find out a bit more about the lounge, and it described its location here at King's Cross as next to Waitrose, which is useful. Let me know where Waitrose is. And it's actually just over here, underneath this big departure board. The first class lounge is located on the upper level and is accessed via this lift, although you can also get to it via the upper level shops, sort of where Greg's is and all of that. But I'll show you that a little later. You just flash your ticket at the staff member at reception and in you go. Thank you. And once you're inside, you're free to explore the lounge as you wish. By the entrance you'll find a fridge with bottles of water in it, and there's also a selection of crisps and biscuits, although a bit of a limited selection to be honest. There's also a large selection of teas available. It's all self-service from this coffee machine, which obviously also serves coffees. There's also this jug of orange squash, not orange juice, which surprised me a little bit, but that's as far as the complimentary refreshments go, to be honest. They have a lot of different seating options too, everything from these little secluded cubby holes, which were all taken when I went there, but they also have desks with power sockets, stools, armchairs, sofas. It was a little busy when I visited, so my choice was a little bit limited, but I plunked myself down on the sofa and enjoyed a nice cup of tea. Looking forward to this. Despite how busy it was, it's a very nice environment to wait for your train, really relaxing and comforting. But sadly, you can't stay here all day, so I better go catch my train. Thank you. So we have this other exit towards the platforms. Just through here. Ooh, barriers are open. This is one of several named services that LNER operate. This one is known as the Highland Chieftain, and it runs every day, leaving King's Cross at 12 o'clock. It is possible to actually book a seat on LNER, even if you haven't actually booked it at the time when you booked your ticket. All we have to do is download the LNER app, or you can use their website, find a little link, and then just select your seat. And from that, I can tell that this is a fully reserved train. Every single seat is booked. I have booked myself into seat L46 today, which on a 9-coach Azuma train is the second coach from the rear. The seats are arranged in the typical 2x1 configuration. You have a selection of the solo seats, which is what I am occupying today. There's also a couple of 2-seat table options and a lot of 4-seat table options. There's also a couple of rows of 2-seat airline style seats, but these were occupied by the time I boarded, so I didn't get a shot of those. Sorry. Okay, let's have a look at the what this seat has then. So we've got a little coat hook thing. We've got a lot of overhead storage. A blind. I'm sat on a solo seat, which means that I have one that flips up. So I suppose that just aids you getting in and out. I don't think it has really much use otherwise. Underneath here we've got a UK style plug socket and a USB. I'll test if they're working later. Also got 2 movable armrests, and we have this headrest thing, which I think is a bit hard. And in fact, I can already see some people have removed it. I'll leave it on for now, see how we go. Oh yeah, and the seat also reclines. Let's check out the route we'll be taking today. Starting at London King's Cross, we'll head north with our first stop after 1 hour and 50 minutes in York. We'll then continue north through Newcastle, Edinburgh and into Scotland, and scheduled to arrive into Inverness at 8:07 this evening. So I've just been given this little first class placemat and also a menu. And LNER actually do several different menus, which they name brunch, deli, dish and dine, and it varies depending on which train you're on. This particular one, dish, which is sort of not like the highest end but like the second highest one. So we'll be on the lunch/evening menu today, but there's also the breakfast options. And just because why not, here's a spreadsheet showing how the different menus compare to each other. And here's all the drinks you can get as well, and all of it complimentary.
Morning and welcome on board once again to the 12 o'clock LNER service to Inverness, calling at York, Darlington, Newcastle, Berwick upon Tweed, Emma Waverley, Haymarket, Falkirk, Graveston, Stirling, Gleneagles, Perth, Pitlochry, Kennedy, Avonmore and Inverness.
Immediately on departure from King's Cross, the crew brought the first round of complimentary refreshments. Service started with a pack of crisps and a bottle of water. Any cold drinks for yourself? Can I get some white wine, please? Wine number 1. Let's see how many I can get. It's only 12:15. I don't care. I'm on a train. Rules are different.
Anything for lunch?
Yes, can I please get the ham and apple slaw sandwich?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just been handed a sandwich. It's the thing I chose from the menu. I'll explain why I did that rather than something better later. So they've cut them up into 4 small triangles because, as everyone knows, small triangles are more posh. Okay, let's give this a try now. The slaw is definitely the overwhelming flavour here, but it's pretty good. Dessert time. We've got a lemon and elderflower pot, and I've got a banana. There's no point taste testing a banana. A banana's a banana, right? It's like a sort of silky smooth something or other. Ooh! That is pretty nice. My first thought was this is probably like a nice cheesecake, but not quite. But it is made of whipping cream and then cream cheese, so that's probably where I got that. It's really nice. And just as my camera was being slowly vibrated behind my laptop screen, I was offered even more food.
Any more drinks?
Yeah, can I have a cup of tea, please?
Cup of tea?
Yes.
We take your biscuits?
Yeah, why not? Tea and biscuits as well. Had these before. They're quite nice. So why did I order the sandwich rather than something a bit more interesting from the menu? Well, basically, this isn't my first LNER train. I am filming a series. I'm going to be travelling first class with every single train company in the UK, and ideally on their longest routes. And this isn't the first one I'm filming. And as part of my travelling around the country and repositioning myself to get all these trains, I've already taken 2 different LNER trains, so I've already sampled a couple of menu items, and so I've just thought I'd go through the menu and see what else there is. So I've already had the hottie pie. It was very good. I liked it. But they also took another train where they had the dine menu, the proper full menu, and they offered a chicken in béarnaise sauce, which was tasty, except the chicken was overcooked. So the other thing available on the dine menu that you won't find on the other ones is a cheese plate. This one has a red fox, which I've never heard of, and a northern blue. It's very nicely presented. You get 2 packs of these, which are difficult to open. Seriously, why can't I get this open? Oh, there we go. Finally. Oh, and they're kind of disintegrated on me. So you get a little piece of leg. the expensive stuff. Ooh. Let's try this Red Fox. I'm assuming it'll probably be a bit like Red Leicester. Yeah. Now the Northern Brew. I do quite like blue cheese. I know a lot of people don't, but... Okay, finally this quince paste. And celery, which is just celery, right? Why am I incapable of eating gracefully? Proving my own point now. Now, of course, later on in the journey, they'll be serving me dinner. I'll be able to sample something else in the menu. And then tomorrow morning, when I'm repositioning to get another train, I'm going to be trying breakfast, which I'll cut in right now. Breakfast has arrived. It looks pretty good. Interesting, it's triangular shaped black pudding.
At Edinburgh.
So they said this was a Lincolnshire sausage. Let's see how it tastes. It's a pretty good sausage. Well, that's lunch service done with. Oh, I'm very full now. Was that crisps, a sandwich, dessert, a banana and biscuits. That's a lot of food. I'm just gonna do some work now and then we'll just see how much other stuff I'm offered. I've got another 7 hours to go on this. 7 hours and 7 minutes. I didn't have long to wait till the next service. Just 10 minutes later, they came round with the cold drinks trolley. I wanted the Diet Coke, but they gave me a Pepsi Max instead. Yeah, it's not my favourite. 1 hour and 50 minutes after leaving London, we pull into our first station of York.
Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Inverness. Real sorted. See it, say it, sorted. On cold drinks.
Shortly after leaving York, the crew brought around the drinks trolleys again. For some reason though, LNER have their cold drinks on a separate trolley to their hot drinks, which I just find a bit odd, but fair enough. But in true YouTube travel review fashion, it's time to check out the loo. So this is one of the smaller toilets in the train. I've got the water and the soap and the dryer. So it's a crap dryer. Yeah, typical crap dryer. Okay, so it's about 2 hours now and it's already a bit leaky. But we'll go check out the larger toilet as well. Even though I wasn't offered any more food on this section of the journey, the crew were very vigilant about when new passengers joined the train at intermediate stations, and they were very swift to offer them snacks and hot food. If I was one of those passengers, I would be very appreciative of that. So here's the accessible loo. We're about 3 hours into the journey right now, so it's kind of a bit of a mess, but nowhere near as bad as the smaller one. So we've got a nice full-length mirror, and another one over there, and then we've got the same water, soap and dryer thing, and here is the baby changing area. So if you have a baby you don't like, you could just leave it there and change it for a new one. I think that's how that works. But yeah, other than that, it's your typical disabled access train toilet. Not much else to say, really.
We are now at Newcastle.
Arriving into Newcastle, we were just a couple of minutes late. I was starting to really get impressed with LNER. The seat's relatively comfortable, apart from this crazy headrest. On departure for Newcastle, the crew came around again with hot drinks. I decided to go for a cup of tea and just sat and watched the scenery go by. So we're just pulled
We are
into...
now at Berwick-upon-Tweed.
I was literally about to say that. Yeah, I've been to this place just a few months ago, actually.
Hello, and welcome on board this.
So, link up there. It was part of my Go to Random Train Station series. I should have never actually got a proper name. It's a nice little town, actually. I'd recommend you go visit it. literally crossed the border into Scotland. There was a little border post. I missed it. Here's a very blurry image of it. Well, I'm assuming a very blurry image of it anyway. From this point onwards, the scenery gets very, very picturesque. Not that I'm saying that the England and the north of England particularly isn't nice. It's just once you hit Scotland, that's when it gets amazing. So we're just pulled into Edinburgh and Waverley now. A little over halfway through our journey. Alright journey so far, the seat's still comfy. I've still got my headrest. It's kind of fallen down a little bit, but it's fine. I'm not actually, to be honest, I'm not really using it because I'm working. So it's kind of like, I'm leaning forward a lot rather than leaning backwards a lot. I'm just looking forward to the scenery as we cross the Highlands. Seems like we're at the start of the new meal service. Just been handed another pack of crisps. Same ones as before. Not really hungry enough for them yet, so I'm just going to leave them to one side and maybe have them later. Quite wide this. On our way away from Edinburgh up north. Time for more wine. But I spill it on myself when it going over bumpies. I've just placed my order for the barbecue pork thing. Also just been given another one of these pots. I've also got my crisps and my wine. And I also asked for some more water. I'm just loaded full of stuff right now. Oh, barbecue pork has arrived. Looks really nice. So it goes as a pork in a smoky tomato sauce. Let's give this a taste. That's interesting. A little bit sweet, a bit tomatoey. They served that meal with this little salt and pepper sachet, but honestly, it's not needed. Fine as it is. More lemon and ale declined pots. Should be a bit early because it's got a bit warm. Pretty nice though, so I'm not upset. There is Wi-Fi on board, although as you can see from these tests, which I did at 3 completely separate parts of the journey, the speed is very, very slow. In fact, it was so slow that I couldn't even test the upload speed. Now that we're in the Highlands, I was really hoping to see a Highland coo. More wine. Glass number 3. I thought I saw a coo, but it wasn't a coo, it was just a cow. Okay, the funniest thing has just happened. So the host comes around asking if he wants some more drinks, tea, coffee, whatever. And I'm like, no, but do you have any more snacks? And she was like, yeah. What's the snacks? I've got 2 brownies and a pack of biscuits. This is Beckleberry's gluten-free brownie. Gourmet with a northern soul. Looks nice. That's good. Guess what now? He just brought me a pack of crisps and another brownie. Oh, she's so good. Love it. Cheers. Okay, there's about half an hour to go of the journey. Bathroom is still fairly tidy. Ooh, falling over. There's still water and soap. And the hand dryer is still rubbish. I'm going to give it a pass. because I leave the toilet in the distillery outside.
We are now at Edinburgh.
I was literally about to say that. It's a nice little town. Definitely need to come here.
Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Inverness.
So as we're approaching the end of our journey, it's probably time to look at some prices, right? To get a flexible ticket for this particular train, you're looking at £111.80 in standard class, and in first class you're looking at £331.10. However, if you're going to look at advanced tickets, the cheapest standard class ticket I could find is £74.10. The cheapest advanced first class ticket I could find, £134.60. Now you're only paying an extra 60 quid to travel in first based on the cheapest standard. I actually think that's really good value, considering you get a guaranteed seat, you get fed twice, you get as much drinks and stuff as you can consume. However, it is an 8-hour journey, and they are competing therefore with flights. So let's just have a look at how much flights cost equivalent. The cheapest I have found from London Luton Airport to Inverness is £20 with EasyJet, and it only takes an hour and a half. You can even fly British Airways in business class for £180, and that's also about an hour and a half. I still think they are very competitive. I mean, bear in mind this £180 I found is a bit of an outlier. I have seen some that are more in the 300 to 350 range. That's typically where it seems to sit, which is a very similar price to any time first class ticket. So after spending 8 hours on the train, how do I feel about LNER? The food was delicious and there were a lot of good choices as well. It's just a shame that that chicken was overcooked. Although it did taste nice, everything else on the plate was tasty and cooked perfectly, but that chicken was just unfortunate. I think I'll just put that down to a bad example, and hopefully it's not like that normally. But just for fun, here's a list of everything that I was given on this train, including estimated calories. As you can see, there's definitely a full day's worth of calories in this one 8-hour trip, so I think that's pretty good. The ambience on board was quite nice. I think LNER have done a pretty good job with creating a nice, relaxed environment on these trains. I know a lot of people don't like these 800 series trains, like the ride quality is a bit questionable when it rocks backwards and forwards going at speed and you're trying to drink your wine. If you can find the advanced tickets, just come and do it. It's a great experience. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Easy. The only thing I would say that's brought it down a little bit is headrest. It's not good. Stay up. Oh, thank you. I think they're the coos. I finally seen some coos.
We will shortly be arriving at Inverness, where we finish our journey today. If you enjoyed your journey or have any comments,
Goodbye, LNER. That was actually quite a nice journey, and we've actually arrived 4 minutes early. 20:03. We were due at 20:07. That was nice. I would give these top marks 9 out of 10. I already said that because of the headrest. Fix that, and maybe you'll get a 10. But anyway, I have a lot more journeys to make. As I mentioned, I'm going to be travelling with every single train company in the UK that does first class on their longest journeys. And you'll be able to watch those over the next few months. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a video, and ring that notification bell so that you be notified every time I drop a new one. For now though, I'm going to say thanks for watching, goodbye to LNER, and I'll see you next time.